Welcome to Simplified Triple Studies. We have been discussing about the various method of flow measurements. In the previous two sessions, I have completed Venturi meter, orifice meter, pitot tube, and electromagnetic flow meters. In this video, I am going to discuss two other methods of measurement of flow, such as ultrasonic flow meter and thermal flow meters. Let's get understand how does ultrasonic flow meter and thermal flow meter will help us to measure the movement of liquid flow. First, let us understand what do you mean by ultrasonic flow meter. First of all, what is the working principle of ultrasonic flow meter? In the ultrasonic flow meter, sound waves are used. Ultrasonic sensors are kept at sending and receiving end side. In between, sound waves are continuously passing in between sender and receiver. Okay, one end is at the sender side, other end will be at the receiver side. I'll be showing you the diagram. As you can able to see, there are two sensors. This is actually the sending end. One end is known as sending end, another end will be receiving end. Okay, you can see this is a conduit. This is a conduit where the fluids are started flowing. This is a fluid flow. You can see a fluid flow. As the fluid flow started, definitely there is a fluctuation. Vibration will be there. The difference in speed, that will cause the vibration definitely. Whenever the fluid is passing over that fluid flow is directly interacting with the sound waves. Definitely the sound wave, the nature of the sound wave is getting varied. The sound wave will be getting varied. Okay, if you connect a particular transducer such as piezoelectric transducer, you can able to identify exact changes. Okay, so that you can able to connect the piezoelectric transducer here and there, apart from the sender and receiver side. So that as the changes in fluid flow, that will recognized by the sound waves. So that you can able to identify the speed of fluid, then variation in the fluid flow. Is it a laminar or turbulent flow? Likewise, you can do the analysis. So it is another peculiarity of particular ultrasonic flow meter is quick response can be obtained. That is another speciality. Okay, so you can see the pipe diameter. The fluid will be passing in this area, and the sound waves are propelling between sender and receiver, transmitter and receiver. As the flow starts, it is getting interacted with the particular sound waves. Obviously, there is a changes in the propagation of sound waves that is going to detect. So that you will be measuring the changes in sound wave in terms of the fluid flow. Okay, thus fluid parameters can be identified. The working principle of these meters is based on the apparent changes in velocity of propagation of sound waves in a fluid with changes in the velocity of fluid flow, whichever I just explained. The method uses transmitter and receivers of acoustic energy, the sound waves at the sender and the receiver. Piezoelectric crystal will be used at the sender and the receiver side. Okay, so we can able to very changes in vibration that is going to detect by the piezoelectric crystal. You know what is piezoelectric crystal? Please watch the previous video. I already composed a video on piezoelectric transducer. It's available on the particular description box as well as I button. The major applications of ultrasonic flow meters are: number one, water flow in large conduit, and the flow of various biomedical and industrial fluids can be measured very easily without direct contact with the movement of fluid. But in case of pitot tube, then Venturi meter, orifice meter, it is not applicable. We have to directly insert that particular meters against the water flow or against the fluid flow. True. What are the advantages? Absence of moving part, correct? Then excellent dynamic response. Accuracy is very much high. Linear input-output relation. Output is electrical in nature, is either analog or digital. It can be processed. Signal can be do the processing. What are the major setback? One is construction is complex, cost is very much high, instruments are delicate, use of commercial meters is generally limited to liquids. These are the major setbacks of ultrasonic flow meter. So hope you understood what is an ultrasonic flow meter. So you can able to study the fluid flow with the help of this changes in sound waves. That's a speciality of ultrasonic flow meter. Now I am going to discuss about thermal flow meter. So in thermal flow meter we need a heater. First of all you can see the diagram, then I will come back to the theory part. Heater is required. Along with the heater we require a heating coil also. Heater plus heating coil. Electrical heating can be employed. That's the first part. The second part is we need two sensors. Thermal sensors is required. Thermal sensors are required. There are two sensors are required. Either it may be RTD or you can use the thermocouple. Okay, thermocouple can be used. Thermocouple. Okay, here also say two sensors are required. Thermal sensors which I mentioned here, and this is your conduit, pipe or conduit. Okay, where the fluids are directly passing. The fluid flow will be just mentioned as like upstream side and downstream side. Okay, one is at upstream, other will be downstream. Just imagine it as a three-dimensional view. How does it work? First of all, you need to heat the particular coil by providing sufficient amount of heating. Electrical heating can be employed. Electrical heating, any type of electrical heating, direct or indirect heating can be employed. Thereby the coil will be energized. Okay, bulk amount of heat will be generated inside the coil. Now as the fluid flow starts, definitely it creates the changes in temperature. So when the fluid flow starts, suppose T1, that T1 temperature of T1 is getting reduced, where T2 is high. Thereby there is a difference in temperature. So that difference in temperature you can able to calculate the discharge. You can able to calculate the discharge, the temperature difference. Temperature difference can be computed, the discharge, and you can able to calculate the velocity of fluid flow. There are mathematical relations. Based on the mathematical relation you can able to calculate. This type of arrangement is known as thermal flow meter. Okay, initially what is going to happen means, if there is no fluid flow means temperature at the sensor 1 and temperature at sensor 2, both the sensors will not detect any changes in temperature. Thereby we will identify that there won't be any movement of fluid. Okay, fluid flow movement is zero. Suppose a fluid flow starts, definitely we will identify the temperature difference. Okay, so this is actually the theme of the thermal flow meters. This type of flow meters is useful for measuring the liquid flow of corrosive liquids, then some kind of chemicals where normal type of measurements are not admissible, temperature measurements of the special liquids, etc. It is having a heater which I mentioned, and two temperature sensors. It may be either thermocouple or RTD. Temperature sensors are located symmetrically with respect to the heater. That is also I have shown the diagram. One of the sensor locates at upstream, another will be locating at the downstream. As the flow starts, definitely there is a temperature difference. If there is no flow means there is no temperature, and also there is a short distance maintained from the heater. There is isolation is maintained. So how does it work? If no flow means T1 and T2 are equal, so there is no output. When the flow increases, T1 fall and T2 rise. Thereby T2 minus T1 will be existing. Therefore you can calculate the total amount of heat transferred in the fluid or liquid. That can be calculated by using the equation Q is equal to mass into specific heat of fluid into delta T, changes in temperature. Cp means specific heat of liquid. M means mass of the fluid or liquid, whatever the liquid you are using. So you can calculate the total amount of heat. Okay, so based on the total amount of heat, you will predict how much amount of fluid flow takes place over there. So this type of arrangement is known as the thermal flow meters. So in this segment we discussed about what do you mean by ultrasonic flow meter and thermal flow meter. How does both of them operate? Okay, in the coming session I am going to discuss about wire anemometer. Stay tuned. Finally, thank you very much for watching this video.